happened?
It's John playing drops. Look at that. That's how we're starting the live. There are times you don't feel like having something on your face.
As we go into the jam.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, John, that's the way you're starting this off, John? Is just hitting people with craziness? Let's play them all. Play what you got. Smoke what you got.
Smoke them if you got them.
Here we go. What do you got?
That's it I got.
That's it I got?
That's it from the last 2 days.
What about?
Black hole sun.
Oh, hold on.
Here we go. See what
Who
John
you
has.
calling an asshole, son?
Hey, yo, there's nothing wrong with the tag team. What?
That's crazy.
What? When was that? John, it's crazy what you do. Hey, yo, there's nothing wrong with the tag
Is
team.
that better? I'm better.
Oh, Laura, how'd you fix it?
Hey,
What'd you do?
I put tape on my whatchamacallit, drapes.
There we go.
Oh,
There you
that,
go.
that-
Way to make
that
it
changed the whole thing.
The curtain. So tomorrow I just got to tape it up nice and tight because this is looking suspect right now. But
Look at you. You figured it out. And now we're live after the live program show.
all right, so I won't buy the Delgados yet.
Yo, somebody said, where's Laurel?
Laurel is here.
Oh,
Black
no.
hole
Laurel's gonna
sun.
stink.
You want rights. Good morning, Envy, Laurel, and Paul.
See? And what I tell you guys, out of the gate, without even doing anything, we up to 330 people, boom, off top. I told you today's going to be the day.
No, you said 1,000.
No, we're going to get to 1,000.
Are we live after the live program show?
That's right.
Oh man, we are here, man. Ebro, Lauren, Rosenberger, or as many people call us, and by many I mean one or two. Envy, Laurel, and Paul.
What's up with that?
Wait,
John.
Paul. I mean Peter. You get a lot of Pauls,
Yeah, I get a lot of calls.
and Laurel. You don't really get too many Laurels or Laurens.
I've gotten Laurel before, but not too many.
Not too many. I got an Envy here or there, but not. I don't think any of it adds up to the way Rosenberg gets Pauls.
Yeah.
No, definitely
Paul
not.
Rosenberg is the one.
No, y'all even aren't even on my level. The
No.
disrespect. The
Is it
level of-
disrespect?
It's not disrespect. It's just here's when it's annoying. I'm not here to complain. It's fine. What's annoying is when someone comes up and shows you mad love, like they really, really fuck with you,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
It blows your whole name.
"Nah, Paul, listen, man, Paul." And then you have to like, how do I correct this? You've already like professed it. Now it's on me. Now I feel awkward.
Mm.
So like that's what annoys me. It's not that you forgot. It's just, yo, you know what's crazy too? If I'm even like 1% unsure of someone's name, I just don't say their name.
Right.
I'm like that too.
Like you don't have to say my name. You could just be like, yo, man, hey, I appreciate you, blah, 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 whatever. You don't have, if you're worried, is it Paul or Peter? Let me just not say anything. Someone in the AB is saying that I look like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
Not at all. Oh, the
With
glasses.
The glasses vibe. Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, the big topic today, there was a couple. One, it was Summer Jam lineup. Let's get into it. Summer Jam lineup has been announced. There's definitely people who always have problems with our Summer Jam lineup. Most of the people that I see complain usually are people who don't even buy tickets, wouldn't even buy tickets. Or they don't, there's artists that they just don't like. Or it's not real enough in the raps. Or it's not New York enough. Or in this case, this year, maybe they just don't feel like the lineup has a what is it, like a
theme?
A theme to it. But these are just some of the people with some of the hottest songs right now. You got Doja Cat. Why wouldn't you have Doja Cat on Summer Jam? Why wouldn't you have Sexy Red on Summer Jam? Why wouldn't you have Kyle Rich, Jen Carter, and Tata on Summer Jam? They got some of the hottest records in the city right now. And they're from New York. They're from Brooklyn.
Somebody said Summer Jam is horrible, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Summer Jam for kids
I'm laying out.
16 to 25.
Summer Jam is for kids 16 to 25.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Like that's literally what it's always been.
I mean, but Ebro, has there ever been a time when anybody has said, yo, that Summer Jam lineup is fire? People always say
No,
that
there's
it's not,
always a
and then-
problem. I've never, ever experienced in the 30. Well, no, I've only been on it 22 now. Yeah. 21 years.
Right.
I've never heard like someone not complain. Never.
People always have something to say. They always complain.
I mean, yeah.
You know, and you could pick it apart. I think the other challenging piece for a show like Summer Jam is it's a local New York Hot 97 show. And when you have a lot of these national tours going on, Nicki Minaj isn't jumping off her tour, and Live Nation is not letting her jump off her tour to jump on something.
No.
Live Nation is Governor's Ball, another one. They're blocking us from getting artists that they pay ridiculous amounts of money to go on their shows at Gov Ball. And Grown and Opinionated writes, Summer Jam ain't like it used to be in 2000. It better not be.
Well, how about this? Music isn't what it used to be like in 2000. So
Somebody said
Selena
that
C
the
writes,
Summer Jam
2011 through
26 to
2016
40.
was some of the best Summer Jam years. But I got some people who say no, the early 2000s with 50 Cent and Eminem and Dr. Dre were.
well, those were.
Right.
And
Hard to
Nas. Whew.
But it's just
And
how you feel
Hove
about
coming
those
out with
artists at
Kanye
that
West
time,
and
too.
Kanye and Swizz Beats battles.
That was 06, 07.
But I'm just saying it wasn't 2011. But you see my point? Everybody,
Yep.
that's how great, when something's that great and it's been going on that long, people are just going to have, it's going to go through evolution. It's going to go through changes. And the one thing an entity or a radio station's got to do is continue to focus on the target. The target for Summer Jam is definitely the youths.
Osama bin Gaming says, first time in because you said no one's watching. Thought I was about to be on some exclusive-ish. 607 people here with me. Now it's
607.
Now it's 636.
636. Talking at Summer Jam. Chico Jones writes, unfortunately, we can't satisfy everyone. F them haters. Thank you, Chico Jones.
Tim C71. Off topic, Rosenberg. I have some old WCW, WWF trading cards if you're interested. Sure, I am. Send me a DM. I'll take a look.
What do people do? I never understood trading cards. Sidebar. I never got it.
Well, I mean, you don't even get it now, like from a just value standpoint. It's like
I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean,
Well,
I get
Still
that there's
valuable? Like,
demand, but I
people
don't
still
get
into
why
them?
there is demand for baseball, for none of it. Like, I just don't understand it.
It's like anything else. What'd you say, Laura?
No, like people still pay big bucks for
Oh,
for
yeah.
vintage
Oh,
ones.
cards
What?
are hot right now. Cards,
Pokemon
they've
cards,
stayed pretty hot.
Laura.
Well, yeah,
Pokemon cards
those
are
I know.
crazy out here.
Pokemon's,
Oh my
yeah, it's
God.
different.
I never was. I'm not a collector enough. Shout out to Melissa Sanchez, popping my Hot 97 YouTube cherry. Thanks. Welcome, Melissa Sanchez. I was very vulgar of you, and we appreciate you.
Well, is poppin' cherry? I guess it is. People
What?
say that,
It's popping cherry.
but people do say that loosely. Like it's not
Super
that deep.
loose. And when I hear it, I'm always like I'm waiting for my 9-year-old one day because she's in that phase right now where she hears something and goes, Dad, what does that mean?
Right. Let's test the boundaries
Uh,
here.
Well, now she's not even testing boundaries. She literally heard something and does not know what it means.
Right. And then you have to explain.
So imagine me explaining that to Issa.
Yeah, you probably don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
It's not, I mean, I'll do it, but it's not what I want.
It's not
Edgar
what you want.
Ferguson writes, Rolling Loud used Summer Jam as the model and turned it into a national tour. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Although I'll tell you this, Rolling Loud is even less for me than Summer Jam. And none of it's for me anymore. But Rolling Loud even less so. Because I'll tell you one thing about Summer Jam. I love that I can just sit in one place and watch the whole show. I don't feel
Right.
like walking to different places. Tell me who's going to be on the stage. Let me get a seat. Let me post up with a beverage. And let me just see who comes out. I don't need to go wandering around to find the people I want to see.
Right. The
Uh,
multiple stages is a lot.
Yeah, well, I've never really been built for a festival. I'll be honest. I've been to Coachellas. I've been to a few of them.
We did Governor's Ball.
Gov Ball, all that walking around all day, bruh. Nah,
Yeah.
kid, I ain't with it. Not with it.
But to some
Gunji
people,
writes,
it's
"What
like
type of
great.
bull is Kanye on?" Let's get to that. 100 facts. Thanks, Gunji. Hopefully, Gunji, well, however you say it.
You'd think at some point I'd get bored of talking shit about Kanye. But you'd be
Nah.
wrong.
Nah, because it's too much there. There's a lot of there, which I think is the magic of the whole situation. I'm still not fully convinced that he doesn't know what he's doing.
You're not fully no, he does know. You've
Yeah.
now convinced me.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day when I watched clips of the Big Boy interview. That was when I realized I'm like, oh, he does know. He really just stops and starts as he wants to.
Right.
And look,
Mm.
literally the second we started talking about Kanye's stupid ass, the numbers just started going up. Literally, people just want to hear you talk about Kanye.
Right. And so the problem I had, so the whole like Hitler talk and all that, like he knows he's being offensive. Which is I have a problem with, because why would you play with people like that? Why do you want to be that person that just plays in people's face like that? So I have a problem with that. But aside from that, you think you're gonna get away with saying you invented all the music of the last 20 years and nobody's gonna check you on that, bro?
Well, listen, bro, if he doesn't get checked over the Nazi stuff, how is he really going to get checked over some exaggerations about?
Well, no, he did get checked on the Nazi stuff. That's
You
why
don't
he's still
think-
complaining about his relationship with Adidas.
You don't think he believes what he's saying?
Which part?
That he created the genres for the next generations or whatever. You don't think he believes that?
No, I think he doesn't know what the word invented means. I think he
Yeah,
means
what
it. I would okay. How about this? I would like to believe he means inspired, maybe innovated,
Influenced?
influence.
No.
Fine, I'm fine with that. Invented, no.
Guys, he's a narcissist. He wants to take all the credit for himself.
Nah, I think he
And
meant
so
invented.
I can't tolerate. I'm gonna keep saying something. I'm gonna keep being like, nah, bro, that's not what happened. I got a platform. I can say it. And
And you should.
and his platform's bigger than mine, but I'm gonna say it. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Invented is
No.
really crazy.
Matter of
don't
fact, the people who taught Kanye how to produce, he won't even be in the same room with them. How about that? That's how far gone it is. Because he will not be around people who could check him.
That's
No.
true.
He will
That's
not
true.
be in the same room with people who are like, yo, stop the bullshit, bro. Fuck out of here.
Only keeps yes men around him.
I don't know if they're yes men, but I know they're not people who are like, you're fucking bugging.
No, there are two people. There are two people who Kanye, I think, keeps around him at this point. People who need him because career-wise, it's just a major benefit. I'm not saying they couldn't do anything without him, but I'm saying he's such a benefit for their career that it's worth it to just deal with it. And then the other people outright just are sycophants who will say whatever. They just want to be near him. There's not the person there who's like, nah, bro, stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Stop.
Well, and
That person doesn't exist.
Eric Motion writes, Kanye invented the remix, LOL. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because remember when people was going to the voting booth and they was voting for the gorilla?
Yes, Harambe.
Yeah. So because of social media and because people literally don't give a shit, the Kanye West thing is literally just a grand troll for everyone to just antagonize, troll, and talk shit. It's nothing is based on anything other than that. How much trolling can we do? How aggravated can we make people? And for Kanye, it's 1,000%. Let me just keep this going because I can throw something out. Didn't he just make $20 million on something he threw out? Like some shoes or some clothes or something he sold on a website and it sold out?
Yeah,
Yes.
the Yeezy pods and everything he sold on this website for $20.
Right.
After
Those
he
are
did
the
Super Bowl
socks, right?
commercial.
Those are the socks.
Yeah, the socks were like some soles or something on the bottom of them.
The shirts were cheap too, right?
Everything was
Yeah, he
$20.
sold- he
Everything.
sold everything for $20. Yeah.
They made like $20 million real quick. So why would you stop doing what you're doing if you're Kanye West?
I know. There's no reason not to. And this is why I get really frustrated. I don't understand. How am I I just don't know how to personally feel about the fact that people just continue to be okay with something. Like you know what I think it is, Ebro? And I'm glad we have this platform where it's loose and we have time to like express it. I don't think people quite understand the playing with Hitler thing. I really don't think they get it.
Right, but let me take you somewhere.
Don't get it.
Go, y'all watching this right now. Go back and watch me and Yellow Wolf. And when I talked to him about the Confederate flag. So everybody gets their panties in a bunch around Hitler, and rightfully so. Nobody don't give a fuck about the Confederate flag, and people keep playing with it.
But by the way, remember, no one, think about how, with all due respect, think about how unimportant Yellow Wolf is.
No. I'm just saying, It's not about Yellow Wolf. I'm just saying in our society,
But the people who really do play with the Confederate flag, Ebro, they're kind of off in their own world. Like it really isn't. That's not loosely accepted anymore.
It is, bro. It's not.
It depends.
Bro,
Where
there's
you
whole
live.
Depends
states,
where.
Bro, there's states that literally have the Confederate flag on their state flag.
And bringing it back to Kanye, he also played with the flag, with the Confederate flag.
Yeah,
Fact.
he did that
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
And the Confederate flag is like it's Nazi adjacent. It's
The Confederate. How about this? I'll give you this. Hitler studied the United States. Hitler was friends with Gerald Ford. Yes, Ford Car Company.
not Gerald Ford.
Henry Ford.
Why you do
Ford
it to
Car
Gerald Ford?
Yeah, sorry. Ford Car Company. Like, not only is the Confederate flag Hitler adjacent, it's literally based. So all this stuff gets played with, Rosenberg, in a way that's like disrespectful.
But like, for example, even when you confronted Yellow Wolf on the Confederate flag, while his response was totally stupid, it's an attempt to try to, it's not really about that, right? Like, I want to be able to, and don't get me wrong, this is ridiculous. It's a terrible argument. But no, I want to show Southern pride, and it's part of my childhood. And no, Kanye specifically leans into the worst, like he's leaning into it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like, nah, I like the design and Hitler's misunderstood. He's simultaneously pushing out the worst anti-Jewish tropes and being like, yo, Hitler's not all bad. It's all there. Like, it's really intentional.
Yeah.
Yellow Wolf was like being a stubborn idiot who actually kind of knew better, was like, no, but it doesn't have to be that. And you were like, no, bro, it does have to be that. You can't remove racism from the Confederate flag. Kanye doesn't want to remove the anti-Jewish part from Hitler. The anti-Jewish part is why he's into Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's
like,
still, but to
you know what I'm saying?
yes.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
But you're still
And-
playing in people's faces. And
Agreed.
You know you're playing in people's faces. And regardless of how it makes them feel, you're fine with it because it fits your narrative.
So
or
then I don't- so
your
that-
culture or your family or what you're pushing.
So then I don't know. So when people are always confused as to why I continuously get mad about this and why I'm so triggered, I don't know what to say when people who I otherwise like and respect just go buddy up with the guy who said such horrible things about my people. I would never in a million years have some dude, let's say all of a sudden, Ebro, we found out that my favorite artist, Paul Simon, we found out, you know what, he always acted like this sort of progressive, New York, Queens, Jewish progressive type. Nah, he starts professing terrible racist shit.
Well,
I'm not then taking an interview with him and being like, let's not get into that. Let's just talk about your music.
Yeah,
Because I still admire you aside from that.
Yeah, but you're trying to make what you would do versus what people would do, and you keep calling people your friends just because you know them in this business.
Facts.
And I think that's where you always play yourself. They're not your friends. We're friendly.
But by the way, read the comments. The morons are right here. They're right here. Stop. Time magazine named Hitler Man of the Year in 1938. So? Or Jason Turner, who just says, you're Jewish. Tukes Music. I don't agree with Rosenberg. Tell me what you don't agree with. I'm curious. I'd love for you to expound on that. What did I say right now?
Well, it's
that's
like
really...
Stacey Sullivan writes, seeing Confederate flags on Long Island is crazy. Should not be ignored. I don't know why.
I agree.
There's
Shouldn't be
800 people in here, but there's also just people don't give a damn about what you care about.
No, about other people. How about that?
Yeah,
But
it.
that's
They just don't
something you
about
care
other
about,
people.
which is other people.
Well, no, but that's the thing. Most people, as we've learned recently, they only want to step up and say shit as it directly affects them. So when it comes to another
Always.
group, when it comes, Ebro, how much do we watch this, Laura? How much, if it comes to the LGBTQ community, if it comes to the Jewish community, whatever group Europe, it's not brave people stepping up and posting in support of their own group is really not impressive. I just want to say, you really don't get props for that. Like
You're like,
that's
what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you taking action?
no. And what are you doing? And what are you doing when someone else who has nothing to do with you is being oppressed or put down?
This just happened to me the other day. I had a friend of mine who kind of tried to come at me for not. They're like, I have never seen you post anything about Palestine. I'm like, well, we have had full conversations on our show. We use our platform we use our words. I was like, I'm not, you think one post to have a bunch of people like coming in and out. And then we just started talking about politics. And she said, well, you better be careful because they're going to come for Latinos next. I said, what? They've been. Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
There's kids in cages. They're probably still there. I was like, and no one.
They stole babies. Yo, they straight stole babies from people. People forgot.
Apart. I was like,
know,
what are you saying? And I'm like, and I'm sorry, but I never saw you post anything about that. And quiet. She was like, you're right. So it's not always just about social media campaigns. It's like, what actions are you taking?
Well-rounded Leo writes, people understand. They just don't care unless it personally affects them.
Facts.
That's it.
Facts.
And then Bricks, who's joking, I think, says, Rosenberg, well, you're only saying this because it affects you. Yeah, in this particular case, I'm speaking on something that affects me. When I speak about the atrocities in Gaza, I'm talking about something that affects other people. When I speak on all issues related to Black issues, I'm speaking about things that affect other people that I care about. When we speak about LGBTQ issues, so there are people out there who truly care about other people. In fact, Ebro, if you wanted to get political about it, it's ultimately, with all my flaws with the party system, it's ultimately why I end up being a Democrat. Because even though there are plenty of Democrats who stand for nothing, if you're looking for a place to find a progressive group of people who generally care about legislation that will work to help everybody, that's the direction that I tend to go.
Yeah, but you're a white Jewish cuck and nobody listens to you.
That there are a lot of people who are just going to go, see, thank you, Ebro, for saying that. And you didn't even.
I did it.
They're going to go, yeah, exactly. And that's exactly right. Why does anyone care about you?
Yo, Jason Turner, check this out. Shut the fuck up. Coming in here with all that Jews say Jesus was a man that's offensive to Christians. Christians weren't even around. Jews been around 5,000 years. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. You're talking nonsense.
Wait, why? And why would a religion who doesn't have the same religious beliefs as you have to believe that Jesus is their God? Like, why would that offend you? It shouldn't offend you. It's your own religious belief.
Which is why I told him shut the
You're
fuck up.
You're just tight because Jesus was Jewish. You're tight. You're tight. You're tight. And by the way, you too.
You know how many people don't even know that Jesus was Jewish? Yeah, he was a Hebrew. You know that? That's like a real thing.
That people don't know that he was Jewish.
Yes.
Not a thing.
They don't
know. He wasn't aware of Christianity, as it were, because it came after him.
That's right.
He's the Christ in Christianity.
He is the Christ in Christianity.
Right.
Now people are wild, man.
People.
No, and Rassam Bascom, who's our camera guy, he's Muslim, said and prayed like a Muslim. Christians, there are Christians that pray in that same way as Muslims. There's a whole sect of Christians that pray that way, and they've been doing so for a long time. Facts.
Yo, and I've been these days struggling with the amount of Jewish folks in my life who are so unable to see the Israel thing clearly because they've been indoctrinated since their childhood with one thing. You know what I mean? It's almost like the United States and Israel have been Batman and Robin their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have to stop and be like, I had a friend of mine go, I wish you would just go to Israel so you could see that everybody's treated the exact same. I was like, bro, A, I've been to Israel. B, what are you talking about?
I know.
And C, stop fucking lying. Everybody's not treated the exact same.
And first of all, anywhere, let alone Israel. What do you say? They didn't even treat the darker skinned Jews the same way, let alone Palestinians. Darker skinned Jews,
Sephardic and Mizrahi and Ethiopian Jews,
they've never held any office there. They don't get no love there. It's just like America. We can't be now. Listen, is it a wonderful place where you will meet wonderful people and have a great time? Absolutely.
But
like many other places.
This is the part that irritates me the most. So we can talk shit about every government on planet Earth, but not Israel's. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, no, not Israel's. Which hold on, this goes back full circle.
Get the entire fuck out of here.
This is what takes me back full circle to the Rappaport thing. My man just had his whole brand for 4 years being coming after Donald Trump and his right-wing government. Israel's government is currently further right of Donald Trump's government, and yet you think we should blindly support them. I don't understand.
It's so crazy.
It's like an alt-right government. Guys, the articles were being written from the second Netanyahu was reelected. Go read the New York Times. There were people, I came in here and told Ebro one day, I'm like, yo, one of the most like sort of right-leaning Jewish writers who's always been sort of, you know, not great on the subject of Israel and Palestine. He came out and was like, yo, these people that they just elected are a problem. This is not it. And this is way before. This is when your Monday morning quarterback grifting Mike Rappaports were not paying attention to what
you really
was
going
happening.
hard on Michael Rappaport. That's your new thing now.
Well,
He's turning it up.
Well, he won't stop. He won't stop repeating the same ridiculous things. It's embarrassing.
Here's a comment, Rosenberg. It says, I hate that
That's
it seems
Shady on
Rosenberg
wrote
is on an
this.
island alone. His feelings get glossed over completely and taken into a different direction. This is coming from a Black woman.
I hate that Rosenberg's. It seems like Rosenberg's on an island alone. His feelings get glossed over and taken different. Well, that's. I mean, I don't feel that way in this room. If that makes you feel any better, Shady on. It can feel that way sometimes out loud.
He's white and Jewish. People don't hear what he's saying. They just see the messenger.
Yo, me and Ebro can literally say the same things back to back. People will hear the tone of my voice and go, fuck you, Rosenberg. And then be like, yo, Ebro, that's my man. 50 grand. And by the way, that would work in reverse too.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's just in this particular audience where I happen to work, it often goes that way. But like it would go the other way too.
Now, people are really not smart, as smart as they think they are. Now, here's a question, and I've been asked this multiple times over the last couple of days, and people may not know this. Would you interview with Kanye West right now? Laura Styles.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to speak to. I don't know. I don't know.
Rosenberg.
I would ask you what you think. And I would say, do we think that it's worthwhile for us to confront him? Do we? Because obviously.
Well, it's not a us thing. It's a you thing.
Oh, individual.
Yeah. This would just be like, yo, you got to sit down with Kanye West.
Thank you, Bascom, for showing the video of me talking to Kanye West with no context. That's super helpful. Let's see. No, you don't have to stop it. It's fine. One-on-one would be interesting because it would then feel like, well, it's obviously going to be about the specifics of the Jewish thing. But I'd be so ineffective. You know what I would probably do, Ebro? Do I have control of the interview?
I mean, it's your interview.
It's my interview.
Yeah.
Then yes, I would probably do it and see what happens. And if we were able to somehow make headway where we have a conversation that did something, where like there's some sort of light bulb that goes off and he goes, wow, I did not see how dangerous and harmful those things that I've been saying. That would be worthwhile. If it just turns into some mess of nothingness and him yelling over me, I'm not putting that out.
So I hear you. I'm conflicted like Laura Styles.
Laurel Styles.
Excuse me, Lauren Styles. And the reason why is because I haven't been able to figure out in my brain if this man is serious. Because I do believe that people want to just see people argue, which is why I won't participate. Because people just want to see me being like, yo, shut the fuck up. You sound fucking stupid. They want to see that.
Yes.
But you don't have to do that. Again, if you have control of the interview.
I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
But I think that's specifically why they don't choose. They choose certain outlets to go to because they know that certain people will not challenge.
And so
he couldn't even take Sway challenging him about clothing. I mean, think about that in retrospect. Sway was just like, hey, man, the point you're making about the fashion world.
I've been doing this longer than you.
Right, but like I understand, but if you want to do it, Kanye, then you could just go
ha, Sway, ha.
I mean, think about that.
Ha!
That was the issue they were arguing about, and it went
T-shirts.
there.
They was arguing about T-shirts,
And that was his friend.
and so the reason I say I haven't been able to figure out if I could take him serious is because it's just all over the place. It doesn't feel like it's founded in anything other than a troll, other than like the fact that he would hit Kai Cenat like, yo, they planted you to go against me. You're not speaking about what Adidas did to me.
I'm like, what?
What? Like
And
what?
Trying to like bully him, like
Like no, but what are you talking about?
Who is the they that he thinks? He thinks Adidas reached out to him and was like, yo, we're gonna pay you X amount of money for you to
act like these clothes are to send you some clothes that are too big and make fun of the clothes. How about this? We've been making fun of Kanye West clothes on this show for years. Years.
Yeah, but we've been getting paid the whole time. Come on.
No, years. I'll tell you something else. I firmly believe the whole Kanye West Adidas thing imploding was because Kanye West wanted to get out of that deal so bad because Adidas stock was dropping. And it had been dropping for a little while before Kanye even got involved. Yes, it dropped more after. But Kanye knew that at a certain point they was going to have to figure out how to get out of that deal. Same way they got out of the Beyonce deal. Now, Beyonce clearly wasn't clocking the way Kanye was, but those deals sunset. Those deals sunset, bro.
But then why continue to go like he's continued to run with
because he needs an opposition. I always remember too, Kanye always created an antagonist. What's that called? Like a conflict in any of his promotions. Think back. There was
50.
always some sort of conflict. Conflict with 50 Cent. Oh, we needed a little something to dust up the make. Remember him and 50 going, whatever. He's always trying to figure the world's against me. They don't believe in me. This one, that one. They're trying to hate on me. They didn't give me this. They didn't give me that. This was wrong. There was always something.
And remember, I mean, he since the very beginning when he first got in the game, he's been trying. It started out with him trying to convince everybody he was good enough.
That's right.
You don't get over that. You know what I mean? Like I've been through therapy. I've been able to really trace some of my like validation needs back to like a brief time when I was like 13 years old. That's my guess. That's what I think. Back to being 13 years old. There's a chance that when Kanye was running around begging everyone to let him rap and they were like, we're not interested, that affected him in a way that he'll never change. It'll always be a fight now. So now even when he says things that legitimately hurts people's feelings and make people say, I don't like you anymore. Like even someone like me, you think I want to dislike Kanye? Why would I want to dislike one of my favorite artists of all time? Like I literally have been on this air. If you were to go back prior to Kanye doing all the crazy things that he done, the amount of praise that I heaped on this dude over and over again, even though he was always weird with me in every situation. You know what the funniest thing is, Ebro? Later people ask me, they're like, well, do you think he really doesn't like Jews? And I'm like, no, I don't believe that. And they're like, well, what's your relationship like with him? I'm like, it's always been weird and bad. And they're like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I've always been nice to him. I like Kanye. They're like, but he's always been weird with you. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, wait a second. Maybe he doesn't like.
Yo, random. I'm reading some of the comments. Somebody, Enes Cromer says, "Why don't you ever talk about Africa?"
Who?
No.
Unspoken topics of the world. Everybody's afraid to talk about real culture of Black people. What, have you ever listened to our show?
Nah,
before?
man, these people in here never listen to our show.
But no, we have to. That's the thing, though. People hear snippets and they really don't know. They just
wait. Like talk about the whole continent of Africa.
I'm like, the continent of Africa gets more shout outs on the show than any other.
Yeah, it's probably the number one continent after North America that gets discussion on this show. It's
interesting too, because I've had people like literally recently because music out of Africa has gotten so popular. Like, so how do you feel about music out of Africa getting so popular? I'm like, what do you mean? How do I feel about it?
Well, what would be the way to feel about it? Except that's cool.
Like, I'm excited. I was actually one of the first people that really pushed this forward on mainstream radio.
We've been playing these records for a long time. Yeah.
For a long time. Coming in every morning. I think I used to do a segment called Afrobeat at 8, where every single fucking morning I would play songs from artists you had never heard from, but I knew we had a lot of Nigerian and Ghanaian listeners, and they would be really, really excited about it.
Yo, what Ebro's trying to say is in Kanye terms.
Shut the fuck up, whoever just texted that. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, Ebro invented Afrobeat. He invented it right there, as you can tell. No, people don't know. They don't know.
No, they don't. And they don't listen. Then they jump on YouTube. Yo, listen, there's a world outside of the social media. And there's a world outside of YouTube. And I know there's a lot of money being spent, a lot of money being made on what goes on social media. But there's a hard-working world of individuals who get in their cars every single morning and they tough it out to their jobs. They actually have real jobs in real places that make the world go round. And they tune in to a morning show to find out what's actually going on in their local community in real time live, not on demand. Right? And I know that's not celebrated. It's not special. It's called radio.
And it's not hot. There's no proof of it. You can't have proof. Like the only way, do you realize the people we reach every day, there is no real way to get credit for that. Like even the ratings are a sort of credit for, but they're way off and a bad antiquated system. So you have to post doing things really only for the purpose of trying to get credit from social media for doing things. When really we don't have to do that. This world exists all on its own every day. And you realize no one worry. The beauty of it is though, we get to kind of slide under the radar. People are only checking, like you're only getting threatening phone calls from John Monopoly if you're online and John people are hearing you.
Y'all gotta stop. Yo, the John Monopoly thing gotta stop too. John Monopoly's a nice guy, bro. When did Kanye and his team become thugs?
From the Shy, bro.
When did you? Yo, there's nice people from Chicago, man.
I'm a violator.
Yo, what's that, gang?
What's that gang? I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. What's that, gang?
No, what's that, gang was wild.
I love it.
Yo, Kai, the reason I really fuck with Kai Cenat is he's doing exactly what I would have done if I was born in 2001. He just turned his whole life into this is the show.
Right.
I like, bro, I was doing pretend. I had to do pretend and just record onto my cassette and listen to it later myself. It was an audience of one. Kai's turned this shit into a whole life. The hat throw? No, the hat throw?
No,
so crazy.
And then to switch to patois?
The patois out of nowhere?
Yeah, it was great.
All right, guys, it's been fun.
We didn't get to 1,000. I lied to everyone.
What did we get to?
We got to like the mid to high 8s.
That's pretty good.
And listen, if you guys happen to be watching on YouTube, but you don't listen to the actual radio show every day, I do suggest you subscribe to the podcast somewhere or tune in on the app and actually hear what the show is every day. It's a pretty good show.
Mary and Ned Ruddocks writes, shout out to Africa.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what that means if you listen to the show.
Glory be to God.
Ah.
No.
Bye, everyone. There are times when you don't feel like having